you doing today? So today is finally the day that I get rid of the meat birds on our homestead. We really let them go way past when they should be done, but Kenneth hasn't had time off work where we've had free time, and we've got this time now, so we're gonna take it, run with it, and get these meat birds butchered. I don't even know how many we have, how many we're gonna do today. I think it's at least 25, because I'm keeping a bunch back for layers, but at least 25 is what we're getting done today. Now, we didn't do Cornish cross or anything, so that's another reason it's taken us longer to get to this point. We did New Jersey Giants is our meat bird of choice that we tried out. They were supposedly bred to get to the size of a small turkey. We didn't really see them get that big, and they've been growing for a long time. They're almost at 6 months old.
Yeah.
So, we're just butchering them and getting it done with. We're getting our setup set up. We each have these little flimsy cutting boards. Kenneth and I, we will have one for dirty chicken, like feathers and everything still on it. The next one for clean, where we're like breaking down the chicken. We're not planning to do meat birds again. I am not a fan of them. I much prefer our meat rabbits. They're easier to raise, easier to butcher, and I just like them better. I have a small fear of chicken beaks, it comes to find out, and I don't enjoy caring for chickens. So, we're not getting back into it. We will do layer hens, and we will butcher as needed through there, and if one goes broody and wants to hatch out some chicks, we'll butcher those chicks or use them to replace our flock. And that's about as close to meat birds as we're getting again. So, we're not investing in a plucker, we're not investing in killing cones, we're not investing in any of that for this one big hoopla. So we are doing DIY setups. I have a DIY killing cone I'm fixing to show to you. And we are skinning our chickens, not plucking them. We don't like chicken skin anyways. I know, don't shoot me. We're just not fans of it. So there's no point in keeping it on our birds anyways. So we're just going to go ahead and skin them because it's quicker, it's faster, and we don't have to deal with renting a plucker or anything like that and deal with that mess. Let me go get my DIY killing cone. Kenneth's going to screw it to a tree for us, and we're going to get this day started. This is the empty vinegar bottle that I cut the bottom out of and made a bigger hole for the top. I got this idea from Better Together Life. They did a milk jug at one point, and he highly suggested the vinegar bottle because it's thicker plastic and it holds up better. So that's where we got this idea. I had vinegar left over. It's canning vinegar. I canned my pickle relish yesterday, so you need to watch that video. You'll see I had vinegar, and we're gonna use it and see how it works. We will let y'all know.
At least it's sanitized, right?
It is sanitized. This isn't a how-to video or anything like that. We've never done this before. This is, does our DIY setup work? Does skinning chickens work? Is it easy for beginners? That sort of thing. We're just going to vlog through the process and show you how it goes.
That?
Perfect. So, same concept as a killing cone. Chicken goes in upside down, head comes out, slit the throat, let them bleed out. I have one gut bucket. I'm going to grab more than one. We don't do like saving chicken livers and hearts and gizzards and things like that. I know I'm from the South and I should eat like fried chicken livers and stuff. Kenneth likes them. I am not a fan. It's something I'm working on as a homesteader to one day eat more. Until that time, we compost them or feed butcher scraps and stuff like that to our chickens. They get all of our rabbit carcasses and stuff if I'm not making stock out of them. Now the chicken carcasses themselves I will be keeping to make stock out of, but the chicken feet, the innards, the organs, the offal, stuff like that, no, we're not keeping it today. It's a mindset that I gotta work on, but as of right now, we are not eating the innards.
I don't eat innards.
You eat livers.
Hey, that's different.
That's an innard, it's on the inside. It's an innard. You eat chicken livers.
Well, I guess we're going to have to save them then.
Not this girl. I am not cooking you up chicken livers. You better call you mama.
Hey, don't think I won't. I'll tell you, you're going to have to come down here and cook me some chicken livers.
She'll do it too. Guys, Chance is going to be in the background today. If he barks and whines and all that because he wants to be over here with us, I'm sorry. We got 2 new kittens. And while Chance isn't going to be mean to them, he is very, very, very curious. and they're not so much a fan of Chance at this point. They keep hissing at him and like swiping at him. So I didn't want to leave him inside alone with the kittens, while, you know, they're still getting used to each other, just so he doesn't get his poor little nose popped, which is going to happen a time or two. Poor Bud. He just wants to make friends. Alright, so our DIY setup we got going on. Let me show you what I got. This, if you watched my pickle video, was my kombucha jar. We're done with kombucha for this season. It's too hot with no AC to continue. Fermented products, they ferment faster than you can use them up, so we have to take a break. My SCOBY is in the fridge chilling out. I had a clean kombucha jar, so I filled it up with water, and we're just going to use it as washing our hands, to rinse chickens off, stuff like that. I will refill as needed. I didn't want to fill it all the way up to begin with, because any water that's left in here is going to have to be poured out, and we don't waste water here, considering we rely on rainwater for most of our water needs. You know, off-grid life, so we just didn't want to waste it. I have my deep stock pot that come with my turkey fryer kit that I pressure can on. We've never fried turkeys. We could, I guess. I have the whole setup, but I just use the propane cooker for pressure cooking.
Deep fried chicken.
We could do a whole deep fried chicken in this thing, but that's a whole lot of oil. Woo! Instead, I'm going to fill it part of the way up with ice, fill it up with some fresh water, and we will use this as a quick cool down tank for the chickens. We have our cooler over here full of ice, ready to go. This is where we will be storing the birds. After their quick cool down, they will sit in here for probably 48 hours. And then I will go through and either pressure can or put them up in the freezer for future use. Y'all seen me clean my table. I use a half vinegar, half 91% rubbing alcohol solution as our cleaner solution, household wise. It's fantastic. So that's what I sprayed on the table. That's what I clean everything with. Works great, no issues. I've got it set to the side for quick cleanups when we need it. Pour water on something, spray it off, clean it up, wipe it up, stuff like that. I've got to get ice water going, and then it's time to start butchering chickens. As we go through the process, we will be pulling out the bigger ones to butcher. We will be saving the ones that we want to for layers to the side, and we're just gonna get it done. I don't know how it's gonna go, guys. We have never butchered chickens like this before, but we've butchered plenty of rabbits that we kind of have the hang of it. It's just a little different. They got feathers. Flip it up. All right, leave it up.
Hey, it's got a hole in it.
They don't have a hole in it.
Yeah.
Oh, the water's making a hole in the ice?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's melting it. The water's a little warm. The ice is really cold. And when they work together, the warm water melts the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a coaching rooster in our layers, and he's the only one really crowing right now.
I got it in it.
There he goes. Huh? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
First up. Okay, guys, y'all are under the umbrella. So, looks like we picked a bad day to do chickens. This is our current radar. We will probably get light rain and sprinkling on and off until almost 4, so we've got to kind of make this quick. Y'all are probably going to have to stay under the umbrella, but, you know, it works. We're dealing with it. Alright, here I go. First chicken.
Wish her luck.
Please wish me luck.
What is this?
Okay. Oh, I don't know how to do this.
It's
I watched a few YouTube videos on this. It makes me an expert now, guys.
why?
Come on, I'll get you. All right.
Oh, it just pulls off. Kind of like the rabbits do.
Pretty cool.
Why do people pluck?
I don't care for the skin, so.
I don't either. Ugh, got feathers on it.
Yeah,
That's why people pluck.
you get the wet down.
I did. We were watching this dude on YouTube. I don't even know who we were watching at this point, we watched several, and he said if you wet the bird down before you pull the skin off, the feathers don't go flying all over the place. They kind of stick to each other. Which I figured out was the same for rabbits. That's what I've started doing with a rabbit fur, is wetting them down to keep it from flying all over the place. So I'll have to remember that for the next one.
Where to go?
What or what, bud?
Yeah.
Alright friends, we're about a third of the way done. I've learned a few things. I've gotten actually pretty quick at it. I can have one completely broken down and everything by the time Kenneth gets the second one butchered, and usually it's feet off. And I'm already like, okay, pass it on, keep going. Like, I'm getting fairly fast at it. However, if I hadn't said it enough, we're done with meat chickens. This, to me, was not worth it. Rabbits are easier to skin, and our rabbits have more meat on them than what these chickens have had on them, and that surprised me. However, I want to throw a caveat out there. We are not raising Cornish cross chickens. If you're raising Cornish cross chickens, you probably have more meat on your chickens than we would on our rabbits. But we wanted to get into this meat chicken game, and the idea that if we're continuing, we want to keep some chickens who can reproduce and keep our line going. That way we're not buying in new chicks every year. Remember, we're on a journey to self-sustainability. So that's where we were going with this. But the price and feed that we have spent to get to this point, it's not worth it. It was totally not worth it. It ain't. I can buy chicken. I could even buy organic chicken cheaper than what we're producing chicken at. And for me, that does not make economic sense. So in a self-sustainability mindset, it's just not worth it. And we can go without chicken if it gets to the point where we don't want to buy chicken from the store, or we, just whatever. We can go without it. Meat rabbits are close enough to chicken that they work in all of our favorite chicken dishes, so I'm not missing out there. I like the taste of meat rabbits a little better because they have more of a flavor. They're easier to butcher. The fur on meat rabbits is easier to deal with than the feathers on the meat chickens during the butchering process. So, I don't know, y'all, just the rabbits, they're so much, they're better than chickens. I'm sorry, I know people come at me for that all the time, but they really are. They produce more meat on less cost than a chicken does. I was thinking maybe if I get a whole lot of chicken meat, I may want to change my mind, but it ain't worth it. I've gotten to the point where I'm not even saving chicken wings or anything. It's just not worth it to me to go through the trouble to get that chicken wing.
I got the knife.
You got a knife?
Yeah.
All right, I like that knife. He's got a stick. Okay, so we're about a third of the way through. I'm pretty fast at this now. I'm going to time myself and see how fast I can get this done. Okay, so start to finish, quartering it, gutting it, cleaning it all out, getting it bagged up took me 7 minutes. Not bad, 7 minutes per bird. I can deal with that. So to finish out this video, I'm going to go over a few things that are, not that are positives, a few things we learned that you may find useful if you're going to butcher your own chickens and you've never done it before. Because it's things I haven't heard people talk about. For one, this DIY killing comb back here, it works, except the hole I made in the bottom. The hole I made in the bottom was about 2 inches in diameter. Big enough to get the chicken head through, not big enough to get your head into. And when you go to put the chickens in it upside down, they want to do this and ball up and not stick their head through. On videos, it looks so easy. So that was kind of a pain in the butt to figure out and to work around, at least for Kenneth, because he's the one dealing with that part. So he keeps having to take them out and stick them back in, and so they'll make their heads go through. Once they get their head down, you can reach in the hole and grab their beak and pull it out. But if I had made the hole a little bigger, where you could get your hand up in it and pull their head down, that probably would have been easier. Now I know. Another thing we have noticed And one thing I'm glad it wasn't big enough for us to get our hand through is the chickens can get their feet down into the head hole, which is a pain in the butt. And then they've like got their foot sticking out like this with their head in the head hole. And it's just not the easiest thing to deal with. Then you gotta take them back out, put them back in. Again, YouTube videos make it look so easy. It can be a pain in the butt. Since we're going ahead and quartered and everything, this bag idea has actually worked really, really well. We just opened some Ziploc bags, set them on the table, and as we butcher, we shove the parts in there. We're sticking them in a pot to cool down, sticking them in an ice chest. After that, you're good to go. Every 2 birds, these are going back in the ice water to cool down, and then we'll butcher again, and once we get those done, we'll pull these out, put the parts in it, put it back, cool it down. Works actually fairly well to keep your meat nice and cold before you put it in your ice chest. If you're butchering in the summer like we are, this is almost July, keeping your spray on hand is very handy. I don't know, probably every 4 birds or so, we're rinsing everything down, spraying everything down, cleaning it up. I've had 1 yellow jacket show up on the table. I sprayed him with the spray. He disappeared. I've never seen him again. Flies are tending to leave our table alone and sticking around the gut buckets, and I am okay with that. The water, DI water setup. This thing over a gut bucket works really, really well. We're having to fill this up though about every 5 chickens or so. We go through a whole lot of water doing this. Way more water than we use up when we do rabbits. So that's a thing. Also, another thing that we did not know before. This DIY thing, again, works great. But I'm betting the commercial killing cones are probably taller than what this vinegar bottle is. Because we even like cutting the head off so it's an instant death, a body still thrashes. Like rabbits will do it, chickens will do it after they die, they thrash around. Because this cone, this DIY killing cone, isn't super tall, if they thrash really hard, like I said, at this point they're headless. It's not that they're in pain, they're just like shaking. It's a natural muscles contracting type deal. But anyways, they have flopped on out and hit the ground. Like headless chickens flopped on out and hit the ground. So if you're doing this, be prepared. Stay near your chickens. If they start thrashing, you might want to grab some feet and just hold on, just keep them in place because they will fall out. We're going to get these finished up. I've got to get y'all put away. It's going to rain here soon. So until next time, friends, bye. I'll see you later.